some of the first verses that actually like stood out to me and started to make an impact on me were about sexual immorality and about how Jesus was going to be returning soon. And it just felt like the conviction in me began to grow, where I just gradually started believing the more I was started reading. So then a weekend happens where, we get together as we always do, and we talk about how like I'm done with the club forever. Like, what do I really want to do with my life? I'm like, I want to teach. I want to be influential. I want to like lead women. I want to help people, like all these things. And he's like, okay, so you can't go back to the club. Like, once again, that's not integrity to have these goals and dreams and to see yourself this way, but then to be doing this in the dark. And I agreed. I was going to leave the club. We were going to be together. So we're serious about our relationship at this point. Like, we're going to buy a house together. We're going to be together. I think I was like reading the Bible while he was showering or something, and he comes out. We'd had like a nice sushi date that night. He comes out, and I'm like feeling distant from him for some reason. And I don't know what it is. I think maybe I'm like insecure and breaking out or something. And so he dims the lights, gets closer to me. And as he's like looking at me, his face begins to warp. And I start seeing this demonic figure in him where his nose turns into a snout. And I'm seeing a gorilla, and his eyes, like he turns completely black, like a silhouette. And then these evil yellow eyes come shooting through him. And I'm just like astounded. Like, I don't even know what I'm seeing right now. And like I said to him, I'm like, I see a beast in you. And he told me he was seeing the same thing. I don't know if that was true, but that's what he said. And he like shakes it off and tells me it's not a good spirit. And he like gets up and he's like squeezing his fists, like squeezing my hands in fists. And he's breathing really hard. And I can tell he's fighting this demon. I think this demon was his demon, or this demon was using him to get to me and have sex with me. I've heard that demons can become infatuated with humans. They think humans are beautiful. And if you open portals, they are going to walk through those portals. So this big demon was trying to get to me. And I felt that, like I felt so uncomfortable, like with my legs being open. I felt like this demon wanted me for that. And this demon was casting this illusion over his face that he was being strangled and that his eyes were bulging out of his head. And being a believer, you'd think that he would call in the name of Jesus, but I don't know what he was praying, if he was saying something internally. Eventually it stops and it goes away. So I don't know what happened. But that night, I ended up praying for the first time in 2 years, despite having a whole YouTube channel speaking radically against Jesus. I was humbled in that moment. And I felt like even though he prayed, like 4 hours had gone by of like us talking, like, what the heck was that? And I still felt it in the room. Like, little did I know, it's like right beside me. But I still felt it in the room, and I asked him to pray, and nothing was making this leave. And I felt in my heart that I needed to pray. I needed to pray, but I felt so choked up too. It felt once again like a challenge, like that demon that was in my room back when I was a teenager living with my aunt. That was like pretty much like, you're not going to pray, you're not going to do it. And so I did. And that was like tears streaming down my face. I prayed out to Jesus to protect us. So this experience changed everything for me, because while I'd seen demonic and encountered demonic, like while on shrooms and other things like this, I was completely sober in this moment. And this revealed to me, like, this isn't just visions, like the spiritual world is real. Demons are real, because in the New Age belief system, you don't believe that Satan is real. You don't believe he's a real person. You start to believe that, evil and darkness, it's all like a state of mind and you can transcend this. But in that moment, I looked the devil in his face and I knew he was real. And so if he's real, everything else must be real too.